This is Professor Derek Seitz. This video examines 3 powerful loop control statements using the Python programming language as for our example. This program says here there are 3 powerful loop control statements: break, continue, and return. Every serious programmer needs to learn to use them. We start out with a list of the first 10 integers and then 2 basic loop variants that will be used as the starting point to add these other constructs to. The first variant uses a counter to loop and the while statement, starting with the variable I equal to 1. While I is less than or equal to 10, print out I and then increment the counter. The second variant, more compact syntax. For item in a list, print the item. The output from these first 2 basic starting points, if we look at that, 1 through 10 and 1 through 10. Next, we move down to add the break statement into these 2 examples. Break stops the entire loop. Execution goes immediately to the first statement after the loop body. Here we see a break statement right there and another one here. And in the body of the loop now we have a comparison. If the variable I is equal to 6, we break out of the loop. That means nothing else happens at that point, so we will only have printed the first 5 numbers. Similarly down here, in this case, if item compares equal to 6, we break out. Looking at the output for break, 1 through 5 and 1 through 5. Continue, the second powerful loop control construct, stops the current iteration. Execution goes immediately to the loop control statement, the while or for. This moves ahead to the next iteration. Here we see 2 continue statements in each example, 1 in each example. In the first example, if I is equal to 6, we increment the counter as we normally would do and continue, going back up, not printing, effectively skipping 6 from the output. Similarly here, if the item compares equal to 6, continue. The output for continue, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, no 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Finally, the return statement. Return is not actually designed specifically for loops like break and continue are, but it should be mentioned because it frequently is used instead of break when you're in a certain context. Return can only be used inside a function or method. It stops the entire loop and the function or method as well. Execution returns immediately to the point of call for the function or method. In this part of the program, our function is called findItem. It takes the list and an item as parameters. It has a little loop in it. For item in a list, if the item compares equal to the parameter passed in, return what you found, item, in the list. If you get all the way through this for and haven't found it, then you'll come down to this not found part of the code, returning none, which is the Python reserved data item for nothing, null. First example, we set the parameter that we'll be passing, we call it here an item, to 7, and then we call find item on the list in our item, and the results, which comes back here, are stored in item. If item is none, then it's not found and we print what we're looking for. Otherwise, it was found and we print what we found, what was passed back to us from the function. And of course, on this first example, passing in 7, which is in the first 10 numbers, we expect to find it. In the second example, same code, we pass in 11, we expect not to find it. The output, item found 7, and item not found 11. In summary, as a programmer, you want to become adept at knowing how and when to use the break, continue, and return loop control statements.